Running a school is expensive. The costs are multifaceted, encompassing everything from infrastructure to human resources. CBSE schools in India are feeling the pinch more than ever before. The financial strain is becoming increasingly evident. They face rising costs for everything from teacher salaries to building maintenance. The price of essential classroom equipment is also on the rise. On top of that, many states have put limits on how much schools can charge as fees. This regulatory cap is intended to make education affordable for parents. However, this makes it tough for schools to cover their expenses. The financial balancing act becomes increasingly precarious. Imagine trying to run a business where your costs keep going up, but you can't increase prices. This is the harsh reality for many educational institutions. That's the situation many CBSE schools are in. Administrators and faculty members are constantly in meetings, trying to find solutions to these financial challenges. Some schools are forced to cut corners, which affects the quality of education. Overcrowded classrooms and worn-out facilities are becoming more common. Others struggle to stay afloat financially. In extreme cases, some schools have had to shut down, leaving students and teachers in a lurch. Parents are also feeling the pressure. Protests against fee hikes are becoming more frequent as families struggle to afford quality education for their children. Government officials are caught in a dilemma. They need to ensure that education remains affordable while also making sure that schools have the resources they need to operate effectively. Some schools are turning to innovative solutions to manage costs. Digital classrooms and online learning platforms are being explored as cost-effective alternatives. Community support is also playing a crucial role. Fundraising events and charity drives are becoming essential for schools to bridge the financial gap. Despite the financial challenges, schools are striving to maintain a well-rounded education. Extracurricular activities and cultural events continue to be a priority. The resilience of the school community is commendable. Students, teachers, and parents are working together to navigate these tough times. With continued effort and support, there is hope that schools will overcome these financial hurdles and continue to provide quality education for future generations.
For years, CBSE was the gold standard in Indian education. But now, new educational boards are emerging. These boards often offer more flexibility and international options.
Parents and students have more choices than ever. Some are opting for international boards like IB and Cambridge. They see these as pathways to global opportunities. Other parents are choosing state boards, which can be more affordable. This shift in preference is putting pressure on CBSE schools. They need to adapt and offer something unique to attract and retain students.
The internet has changed everything, including education. Online learning platforms are booming. They offer flexibility and convenience, which appeals to many students.
These platforms often have lower overheads than traditional schools. This allows them to offer courses at more competitive prices. The rise of online education is creating new competition for CBSE schools. Many are struggling to adapt to this digital disruption. They need to find ways to incorporate technology and offer blended learning models to stay relevant.
India's education system is highly regulated. CBSE schools have to follow strict guidelines and paperwork. This can be a bureaucratic nightmare, especially for smaller schools.
Sometimes the rules seem unclear or contradictory. This creates confusion and delays. Schools need to hire staff just to handle the administrative burden. This adds to their financial strain. Simplifying regulations and reducing red tape could help schools focus on what matters teaching students.
Section 5, Stuck in the Past, Outdated Schools, Outdated Methods. In this section, we delve into the pressing issue of how many educational institutions are lagging behind in terms of infrastructure and teaching methodologies.
Many CBSE schools are stuck in a time warp. Their infrastructure is outdated. These schools often have crumbling buildings, broken equipment, and classrooms that haven't seen an upgrade in decades. The environment is not conducive to modern learning. They lack modern facilities like well-equipped labs and digital classrooms. Science labs are often empty or filled with outdated equipment, making it difficult for students to engage in practical experiments. Classrooms still rely on old technology, and computer labs are far from being state-of-the-art.
Students today need more than just textbooks and blackboards. The traditional methods of teaching are no longer sufficient to prepare them for the future. They need interactive and engaging learning environments that stimulate their curiosity and creativity. They need access to technology, hands-on learning, and real-world skills development. Modern education should include the use of laptops, tablets, and other digital tools. Hands-on activities in science labs, coding classes, and project-based learning are essential for developing critical thinking and problem-solving skills.
Schools that fail to modernize risk becoming irrelevant. The gap between outdated schools and modern educational institutions is widening, and those that do not adapt will find it increasingly difficult to provide quality education. This not only affects the students, but also the community and the future workforce. They need to invest in upgrading their facilities and teaching methods. Renovating old buildings, installing modern technology, and adopting new teaching methodologies are crucial steps. Schools must create an environment that fosters innovation and prepares students for the challenges of the 21st century.
This requires funding and a willingness to embrace change. School boards and administrators must prioritize educational budgets to allocate funds for these necessary upgrades. It's not just about spending money, it's about investing in the future of our children. It's a challenge, but a necessary one. Overcoming these obstacles will require a collective effort from educators, parents, and policymakers. By working together, we can ensure that our schools are equipped to provide a high-quality education that meets the needs of today's students and prepares them for tomorrow's world. Section 6, Real World Ready, the job market disconnect.
CBSE schools often emphasize rote learning and memorization. This approach doesn't cut it in today's job market.
Employers are looking for graduates with critical thinking, problem-solving, and communication skills.
CBSE schools need to shift their focus from simply delivering information to nurturing these essential skills.
This means incorporating more project-based learning, real-world applications, and collaborative activities into the curriculum. Section 7. The COVID curveball, adapting to a new normal.
The COVID-19 pandemic was a game changer for education. Schools were forced to shut down and switch to online learning overnight.
This exposed the digital divide. Many CBSE schools were ill-equipped for online teaching. They lacked the infrastructure, training, and resources.
While things are returning to normal, the experience highlighted the need for schools to be more adaptable and tech-savvy.
Hybrid learning models where online and offline learning are integrated are likely to become the norm. Section 8. Great expectations, tight budgets, the parent trap.
Parents have high expectations for their children's education. They want the best for them, but they also have budget constraints.
Private CBSE schools are often seen as expensive. Parents are increasingly questioning the value proposition.
Schools need to be transparent about their fees and demonstrate the value they provide. This includes showcasing student outcomes, extracurricular activities, and unique offerings.
They need to build trust and confidence with parents to justify the investment in a CBSE education. Section 9. CBSE 2.0-A Roadmap for Survival. In this section, we delve into the strategies and innovations that can help CBSE schools navigate the challenges of the modern educational landscape. The future of education is rapidly evolving, and it's crucial for institutions to stay ahead of the curve.
CBSE schools in India are facing tough times, but it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways to innovate and adapt. Schools are exploring new methodologies, integrating technology into their teaching practices, and fostering a culture of creativity and critical thinking. These efforts are not just about survival, but thriving in a competitive environment.
Schools need to embrace technology, modernize their infrastructure, and update their curriculum to be more relevant to the 21st century job market. This includes incorporating coding, robotics, and artificial intelligence into the curriculum. By doing so, students are better prepared for the future, equipped with the skills needed to excel in a technology-driven world. Additionally, schools should invest in professional development for teachers, ensuring they are well-versed in the latest educational technologies and teaching methods.
They need to communicate their value proposition to parents clearly and build strong relationships with them. Engaging parents through regular updates, workshops, and open house events can foster a sense of community and trust. Schools should also highlight their unique strengths, such as specialized programs, extracurricular activities, and success stories of their students. By doing so, they can reassure parents of the quality and value of the education their children are receiving.
By being flexible, forward-thinking, and student-centric, CBSE schools can overcome these challenges and continue to play a vital role in shaping India's future. Flexibility means adapting to new teaching methods and being open to change. Forward-thinking involves anticipating future trends and preparing students for them. Being student-centric ensures that the needs and interests of students are at the heart of all decisions. Together, these approaches can create a robust educational environment that not only survives but thrives in the face of adversity.